Hey, John here. So we're working on this 2010 Z1, this Arctic Z1. That's the turbo model. Not that it makes a difference. We're doing the back axle, all the idlers on the back axle. So we got this jammed out in here. We've got to loosen that up. Got this up here. Already been kind of sag soap. Loose stuff. Now we're going to take this rubber cap off and then loosen the axle nuts. So I'm pretty sure there's 10 millimeters behind here. You got to hold one side and insert one side and loosen the other. Hopefully they'll break loose. I have to get a better wrench. Something to hold that. Alright, so I'm gonna back this and show you what's going on here. Back that nut out of the, or the bolt out of the plastic cups. Right? So we should be able to pull this whole axle out the other side because the other, it has glue Loctite on it. We got the one loose. And this should just slide right through. Yeah. That should be problematic. Maybe one of the bearings is, chewed up where it's, impeding on the axle. So that axle should slide right out of there. And I'll take a closer look, but let me get something to pound that through. Well, the reason why it's not slipping out of there is because one of these bearings, like I said, is shot. The wheels just, that's part of the bearing race and all that. So the axle is kind of hung up on that with the plastic piece. You do want to be careful, don't break them plastic pieces. They are available obviously through Babbitt's, but so I'm just going to get a tool and see if we can tap that out of there. So be mindful, you got threads in there, so you don't want to wire them up. We're just going to give it a few taps. So, definitely a bearing mark there, bearing mark there. There might be bearing marks, I don't know, but the axle seems pretty good. So, like I said, now we got to take this axle and just rebuild it. Oh, this side is stuck now. Interesting. What are we stuck on? Yeah, just a little burr. So what I'm going to do is take some an emery cloth and clean these burrs up so these bearings slide in and out easily enough. So hopefully we got, that's a pretty good score there. Might have to get Alright, I'm just going to work on this, get this thing flat as can be, as flat as I can get it, get the rust rings off, so our new wheels can slide on. Actually, I got a wheel right here, brand new wheel. Let's see if that does anything. Still getting hung up there on the bottom. Oh yeah, emery cloth will do the trick. So I'm going to go ahead and clean all this up. Taking a wheel like a sanding disc or something might be too aggressive. You don't want, obviously you want the bearing to be in tolerance, right? You don't want it to be wobbling around. So let me go ahead and clean the rest of this up, and we'll get to the next step. So there's an inner shaft inside where those inner idlers are, and to get that out, hopefully we can just loosen. Hopefully we can just loosen this this scissor mechanism, this bolt here on both sides, and hopefully that'll be enough to spread this back slides just enough so we can get this plastic piece to fall down. This is part of the bearing. So there's it's pretty worn right here, but that's on the outside. So I'm not sure about that. The inside, what we have to be worried about in terms of, looks pretty good in there. I'll show you a little closer, because this needs to slip over the shaft. So we got some plastic pieces in here we're gonna get out of here. I didn't buy these, so I was hoping that none of them are cracked or blown out, and they look all good. So let me go assemble this on the bench, fully assembled, just so you can see what it looks like. Okay, so assembly would be something like this. Get that guy in the center. Put two of the black fellers in for the inside. Then you got your aluminum in there. Your two wheels against it, and you got this has a hole. The ones without holes, you got to put this way, right? The one with the hole. So you got your rail that gets sandwiched in between here, right? And then of course you got your outside wheel. So looks like that, and your frame rail is going to be coming in between here, and that's what gets pinched, right? Same thing over here. Got the one without holes first. One with holes. And just poke your axle out a little bit. Then your bolts get but I had a bolt here, it doesn't matter. That's how it looks, anyways. Alright, so we didn't loosen this up from previous, so we got to loosen these back them up a couple inches. Not a couple inches, but whatever we need to. I believe this is a bolt that goes all the way through. Oh, and it's a 15 on the other side. Alright, cool. And that's it's a lock nut on the other side, and it's not a 13, so it might be a 15. Loosen that up because we need to get the suspension, to tweak a little bit. Not much. But, the rails need to be tweaked just a little bit out. And then grab yourself a couple bungees, maybe some heavy duty ones, and try to get this track. So the rails are where the idle is going to be, but the inside lugs, I don't know if you can see them. We've got our axle. We're going to be going through this, obviously, this slot here. Go from the other side. So we want to pass our axle through, and then one without holes first. This goes, it's actually going to go right here on the inside, right like this. You see that? Right? So put it over the axle. It's not necessary, we don't have to get it removed right this second because I want to get this idle is next. So, this way. Right. Like I said, it needs to be in the groove. Where's our little sleeve? The sleeve is next. Right. You can see a lot better from this side. Pass the axle through the sleeve and the next idler. So now we got both black idlers and the sleeve in the middle. Now comes the tough part. We got the one without the holes. We're going to have to put this goes like this. You can see it's a little bit tight. So, see if we can spread this out. Slip down in there. Should pop in a hole. There we go. Alright. Now, we're going to slide this up, get your axle flush with the inside pulley. Now we're going to have to spread this out a little bit. Not much, but we're going to spread it out enough to slide this forward. It only has to go like maybe a quarter inch out. So, all right, so I've got this little bottle jack here that we're going to stick in between there. You could probably do something with, you know, cut a 2x4 to size, just tap it to spread it out just a hair, or you know, get something like, I don't know, scissor jack or something. I'm going to move this down closer to the end. Start spreading it out. On this side, we need to fit the plastic piece into the groove. We're trying to fit this plastic piece over there into the groove. I don't know if you saw what I just did there, but that is in the groove. It's in the groove on the other side. Now we just got to pass the axle through. Just a little bit of alignment thing. See it? We see it. It's a little down. Let's try to poke it up a little bit. Let's pass this through. Oh, it's falling out of the roof. Almost. Oh, it's a cut here. I see here. It's perfectly aligned. Didn't even touch it. There we go. So now we got both sides. Let's let this. Now this thing here. The whole thing was getting that plastic piece, you know, out far enough, and now once it's in, we have more play because it's indented. That's why. So you see the, you know, this lip. The rail's twice as thick as that, so it's just kind of sitting on there because this one's got to get sandwiched this way, and that's how it sandwiches the rail. All right, we're almost there. All right, so before we pinch these together, you see the inner lugs, the not the outside lug, but the inner lugs that this idler sits in there. They're right there. Just make sure your two idlers are in both grooves on right there and on the other side, that they're, you know, aligned, and then we can put this on and make sure that thing is sitting where it's supposed to be, you know, in this slot. The other side too, because like I said, with that indent now they have a little slop and you can get them in and out easily. So then now we're going to put this sucker on like this, put the wheels on, and well, we'll put the wheels on, we'll snug everything up or get them halfway tight, and we have to tighten our suspension bolts back. Don't forget that. Important. Let's go to the other side. Now the wheels go on. Oh, they're over there on the bench. Gotta poke this in a little bit. Up there. So when we tighten that up, or when we put the wheel on there, it'll draw it in on both sides, you know, and tighten them both up. All right, so your wheel, right? This is this washer. Right, once it goes into the axle, that presses on the race, right, and then, it, you know, the on the inner part of that bearing there. So I'm going to put the blue Loctite on here again, because if these bolts back out, you're basically going to fall apart there. So it's just these two little guys pinched everything together, right? Plus, when you put your bolt that way, it also puts tension on the axle. So. But I am going to put the blue Loctite back on these, and then go ahead and tighten them up. Like I said, I had blue Loctite on it, so we're just going to do a little bit of blue Loctite. Just get this seated down, do the other side, and we'll tighten them up. We'll double check all our pulleys are in the right position, right? All right, so we got it tightened up. Again, I take it closer, but the This thing's on a power cord. The battery's dead for the camera. So just make sure your lugs, your inner idlers are in between the lugs, and you know, everything is free flowing and nothing's binding. So I'm going to draw these down, get it a little tighter, and then figure out what our tension should be. Long bolts that we just cinched down, I go ahead from the block, take a tape measure and measure both sides, and you know, so they're both isometrical, or whatever you want to call it, even Steven, whatever the inches are here, I want, or millimeters, or whatever you're going to use, I want them to be both on both sides. Once we get it to where I think the tension is, then I'll start the sled up and run this track and see if she wants to walk either way, and then we'll do micro adjustments, you know, a little bit each way until this track is running perfectly down the slide rails without swaying one side or the other. Yeah. I don't think it moved a bit. It's still 7/8. So I took it up about 40 miles an hour. So everything looks good. 7/8 there, 7/8 there, so nothing moved. That's good. Well, we can do that adjustment on the trail. I always bring tools with me, so if I notice the lug or the track is getting misaligned, right, then we can, you know, just unloosen a jam nut, make a little tweak back and forth. But anyways, that's all I got. So that was pretty easy to do. The only, you know, little bit of a, not a puzzle, but you know, trying to put them inner things with the axle, it's kind of a little tricky. So if you don't have kind of stand or something, I'm not sure, I don't know, use a jack on the back, or you know, your bump, that's a homemade bumper, but you know, get something where you can get this thing suspended. Anyways, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. See you next time.